we can let it go. It's a pretty nice one. Got a little bit of hole in my bag. Try to get him out of here. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. That was a 3.5 pounder. We're going to get it back in the water in just a minute. Just wanted to get it out of the bag so the water doesn't run out, so we can get him back in the water. 3.5 pounder. All right, there we go. Hello and welcome back to Fishing Detroit. This is Tony. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about basic bass fishing and how to get started, and some of the equipment that I like to use or what you can use to start bass fishing and really fishing from the bank, and you know what you can use and what you can start out with if you've never fished before, or you just want to get started and just want to start showing someone else how to fish. I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can use and get started. One of the biggest things is to start out simple. You don't have to go into that really expensive equipment or anything like that, but getting something like a basic spinning rod is probably going to be the best thing that you can do. The one that I've got right here is one that's a little bit more expensive, but if you can go to Walmart or something like that and find you a nice spinning combo, you can probably get you a nice combo set for probably about 20 bucks or less. You don't have to spend a lot of money starting out, but get you something that's a nice spinning combo. And if you go to a place like, you can find a combo like at Walmart, like I said, for about 15, 20 bucks. Myers, Sportsman's Warehouse, Bass Pro Shops, any of those places, you can find you a nice kit. But some of the places will also put the line on the reel for you. So that's something that you can do at places like Bass Pro or Sportsman's Warehouse. They'll put the fishing line on the reel for you, so you don't have to worry about anything like that when you're starting out. But that's a good way to get started. And what I want to talk about is some of the baits that you want to use starting out as a beginner and teaching someone to start out bass fishing from the bank. One of the easiest ways to get started and one of the most inexpensive ways or baits to use is just a basic spinner bait. I'm going to show you a couple of the here that I've got that I get from Walmart. They're only $1, and you know that's a good way to get started, because if you lose one or if one breaks off by chance, you're not worried about you spent $5 or $6 for a spinner bait. This is a really cheap, this is a Colorado blade spinner bait that I've got from Walmart. Like I said, it's only $1. And a lot of times you can fish this straight up like it is, or you can put a trailer on it. A lot of times when I'm fishing with it, I like to add a trailer to it. So I'll do something like a little paddle tail swim bait, something like that. There's different kinds that you can use to put on there. So depending on, you know, what you want to do, you can add something, or like I said, you can just fish it straight like it is. This is another one, a Strike King Rage Craw that I use. Put those on a lot of times, and they really work well. So that's the Colorado blade that I had up just a second ago. I'll show you that one. And I'm going to show you one with the willow leaf spinner blade right there. Same thing, $1 at Walmart. It works really good. It really does. They come in really handy. You can get 4 or 5 of them and just have. One of the things a lot of times that I do is I have a couple of rods. I'll have one rod that'll have a Colorado blade on it, and one rod you can have with the willow leaf on it. So, you know, depending on how the reaction is for the fish, you can use a couple of different things and switch it up a little bit. Also, if you want to get a little bit more expensive, you can get something like this. This is a Strike King. See if that one looks good for you. That's a Strike King spinner bait right there. Willow leaf and a small Colorado blade on it. Got a big swim jig on there on the back of it, so that really works well, and they can catch you some bigger fish as well. Also, there's some different types of spinner baits that you can get. This is a Lunker Hunt right here that I've got, and this works well. This is a double willow, and that creates a lot of action on the water, makes a lot of noise and everything, and that can really get the bait for you, get the fish for you as well. But just wanted to show you a variety of different baits that you can use starting out bass fishing, if you want to just use some something like spinner baits, that's a great way to get started. You don't have to get anything expensive, and you can really learn how to use a spinning rod real easy starting out. Just tie on you can use something like a Polymer knot. Very simple and easy to use. Just go online and you can check out how to tie one of those on real quick, and it'll show you how to attach everything. And what I will do in another segment, I'll show you how to use how to handle and how to use the spinning rod and everything, just to get you started. You know, how to set up everything and how to put it all together. There's one on here I've got on here right now, which is I'm using a topwater frog, but that's, you know, depending on the time of the year that you're fishing, you can use something like that. But I want to show you that, and I want to show you a couple other things when you get a little bit more advanced, a couple of other baits that you can use. But the spinner bait is definitely be a good start for you. One other bait that I'll show you that you can use is, depending on the depth of the water, something like a crankbait. I got a couple of different ones here. This one here is a Googan Squad. It's called a Banger. That one, I got it on sale at Walmart for $2. It's like a 1.5 crankbait, so it'll dive anywhere from 3 to 5 feet, something like that. 1.5 to 5 feet, and it'll work really well depending on the color scheme that you got. I got that one. And then there's another brand here from Walmart, called the Ozark Trail. That's another one that you can use. A nice little crankbait, but you don't want to jump into crankbaits right away when you're starting out, because if you're not familiar with how to use them, how to tie them on, and you know, they've got treble hooks on it, so you have to really be careful with those as well. So that's something you want to start out a little bit later, once you get a little bit more advanced and get a feel with how to use your spinning rod and reel combo, and how to use baits in general. So that's just something you can look at a little bit later on down the line. But getting started out, spinner bait is a good way to go and get started. And one other bait that you can use is a chatterbait. These are really good. They have different sizes and everything, but chatterbaits are really good for bass fishing. They come through the water real clean, nice and quick, and they really work well. You can fish them just like they are without putting a trailer on, or you can put a trailer on one of these trailers on it as well, and it really works. It comes through the grass and everything good. And it's just another good bait to use starting out for bass fishing. Reason why I want to talk about these is because, you know, when you're fishing from the bank, you're limited as far as what you can do, different areas that you can go to and everything, and depending on the depth of the water, lake, pond, whatever you're fishing at, that can determine what kind of bait you want to use. But spinner baits will pretty much work for anything, any combination, any particular area that you're fishing at, whether you got a lot of grass or not. Spinner baits can go shallow, they can go deep, and they just work really well with just about any combination or anything that you're using, any place that you're fishing. And you can catch everything from bass, bluegill, perch, rock bass. You can catch walleye, just about definitely a lot of pike. Will hit those spinner baits real quick and easy. They hit them hard, and you can pull them in. Just be prepared for, depending on the kind of area that you're fishing and what you're fishing with. But I want to talk about spinner baits again. They are just really good starting out for bass fishing. You know, you can go to Walmart and you can get these different, just pick you up 4 or 5, each one of each. Get like 3 or 4 willow leaf kind like that, and then just go in and get you a couple of the Colorado blades also, and they will really work well. They will really they catch fish. You know, people talk a lot about using a lot of the newer baits and everything, and the more expensive baits and different things like that. But the biggest thing with fishing is that there has to be fish there. You know, fish are almost hit anything depending on the time of the season. I really want to show you some stuff about you know, catching the silver bass. You know, when they run, especially in the Detroit area, they have a very limited time span as far as when they run through late May, early June. They're only running about 3 or 4 weeks depending on where you're at. But they will pretty much hit anything. And spinner baits, They work wonders with those. They have these other kind of baits called rooster tails. They work really good for the silver bass. But for large and smallmouth bass, depending on where you are, we fish a lot of areas around the Detroit area, Belle Isle, Lake St. Clair. So you're getting a lot of largemouth bass more than anything. So these combinations that I have here will really, really work well with catching those kind of bass. The largemouth bass, if you're gonna some other different kind of combinations that you can use, swim jigs. You've got the several different types of crankbaits. You can use swim baits. Just a combination of a lot of different things that you use. But starting out bass fishing, a spinnerbait is probably a good way to go and a good way to get started, and it'll really show you how to catch some fish and how to get a feel for using that spinning combo that you're going to use, that spinning rod and reel combo. Like I said, you can go to Walmart, Myers, Bass Pro Shops, any of those fishing places, Dick's Sporting Goods. All of those have really good sales right now. Now is a good time to get them also, because the season is over, especially in the northern area. It's pretty much cold and ice fishing is getting started now and everything. So this will get you set up for the springtime. And you can get a lot of this stuff on sale right now too, because it is fishing season is pretty much over in this area. So just wanted to show you just a few things that you can use for bass fishing. And again, getting started with bass fishing, especially if you're fishing from the bank, a spinnerbait is a good way to go. A spinnerbait and possibly a swim jig if you want to just get started and use something simple. Those will really work for you, and those will really catch you some fish. As long as there's fish in the area during spawning, pre-spawning season, throughout the summer, winter, fall, whatever time you want to get out there, spinnerbait will usually work, and it'll usually catch you some fish. So just want to show you some of the different types that we use, or that I use. And again, you know, you can just fish them straight, just like they are. You know, you can just fish them straight out of the package. You don't have to put a trailer on them or anything. I like using a trailer a lot of time because it gives it a little bit more action with these different paddle tails and different things like that. It gives you a little bit more action in the water, and it'll really attract the baits and the fish a little bit more. So just having that little bit of extra action going on the end, that really can make a difference with these different types of baits that you're going to use. And it's a combination of things that you can do them a lot of different ways. Like for example, if I want to take this one here, this is Strike King Rage Craw. I can take this and put it on this spinnerbait here. I'm just going to show you real quick. This is one of the cheaper Walmart specials. And again, like I said, it's only $1 at Walmart. Take that off here, put this over to the side, and just take it and just let me do a close-up on this so you can really see it. Okay, so just take that here and just take this and just put that on there. Get it on nice and snug. Bring it through. And this combination looks good as well. You got the chartreuse and watermelon color. So that looks good just like that. And that's coming through that water. And it's just shaking like that. It's getting a lot of action. You got some noise going on with it and everything. And just bringing that through that water like that, that's going to pull you in some bass for sure. It's going to pull you in some bass. It'll pull you in a pike. Anything that'll jump after this, you're going to hook it with. Even with this cheap $1 combination, this will work for you. Just like I said, a great way to get started, and a good way to get started with bass fishing, especially if you're fishing from the bank. So just a couple of things that I want to show you, and the next episode maybe I'll show you how to set up that rod and reel combo once you town the line and everything and town your bait, and show you how you can just get everything set up, and hopefully I know you want to see some fishing video. You want to see some fish catching. So right after this, I'm going to show you a little segment of, I used a bait caster to catch this almost 4-pound largemouth out on the island. But you can do the same thing with a spinning reel, rod and reel combo. So I'm going to show you that in just a few minutes, but just want to show you this and just get you familiar with using a spinner bait It's old school, it works, and it really does catch fish. And you can catch all sizes, large or small. Like I said, the video I'm getting ready to show you in a minute, it was almost a 4-pound largemouth that I caught. I was using a bait caster, but I used a spinner bait to catch that bass with. So stay tuned. We're going to have some more coming to you shortly. And continue to watch Fishing Detroit, bank fishing. Check out me and my wife and some of the stuff that we're doing. And we're all around the Detroit area, Belle Isle, Lake St. Clair, Metro Park, things like that, out bass fishing. And just keep watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you like about this video and everything. And add some information to it so we can try to get you some more comments and get you some more information out here about how to get started with bass fishing. Basic 101 fishing from the bank, bass fishing. Stay tuned and we'll talk to you again soon. This is it for today. Good morning and welcome back to Fishing Detroit. We're going to see which one is going to do it today. We've got the spinner bait going, and we've got the top water buzz. We've got a small one and a big one, so we're going to see which one of them is going to get it started today. Let's start out first with the spinner bait. I got the Lew's Carbon Fire, so let's see if we can get one right away, how long it's going to take before we can get started and pull one in. Alright, I see something splashing over on the end down there, so I gotta make my way down toward it. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Got a good one. Got a good one. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, first thing in the morning. Got a really good one. Yes. Oh, yeah. Be still. This is what we're talking about first thing in the morning. All right. That's a 4-pounder there, baby. That is a monster right there. That's how you get the day going. That's how you get the day going. That's a 4-pounder there. That's a sweet one right there. That's how you get it started. Let's get a weight on this baby and see what we got. This is a good one. Let's see what we got on this baby. Caught him on that spinner bait. $3.97. Let me try one more time, because it hit that 4-pounder. Yep, $3.97. $3.97 on this big baby. That's how you want to get the day started. I love it. I love it.